What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a quick tip for you on your second gen or third gen Toyota Tundras. That's year models 2014 to present. Now, you may have noticed, or you may find that your key fob isn't working as well for your lock and unlock function after installing LEDs, whether they are Precision LED or another brand. And that's because on more recent year models, the RF transmitter for your key fob actually sits right here next to this third brake light housing, pretty close together. Now what happens is the frequency for your lock and unlock is pretty close to the frequency that's emitted by these LED lights themselves. So depending on manufacturer and depending on the chip, it may cause interference with the RF transmitter sitting up here. So the next best thing you can do is create some isolation for your LED lights away from the transmitter. And you do that by using some EMI tape, or electromagnetic interference tape. And essentially what this does is provides somewhat of a Faraday cage or frequency isolation from this point moving over. So we're going to apply some tape on the inside of this housing along the reflective side against the wall here, leading towards the bulb on the inside, and try to make sure that all the frequency, all that extra noise created by the LED is stopped right here and does not interact or interfere with your RF transmitter. This is one method that we think will help, so let us know what you think and comment if you find the solution helpful for you. All right, let's try it.
So now we're going to be installing on the rear truck bed lights, which are these two lights on the outside, as well as the third brake light, which is this center light. And in order to access these lights, we're just going to have to remove these 4 Phillips screws, and we're going to be doing so with a power drill. And now that we have the 4 Phillips screws removed, we're just going to be prying the face of the lens off, and we're going to be doing so with the forked portion of our tool. Now these bulbs have been on for a bit, so they are pretty warm. We're just going to be removing them with a rag. And lastly, we'll be removing this third brake light. This bulb wasn't on, so it's not so hot. And here are our 3 LEDs, so we'll just pop them in. So as you can see, the 2 truck bed lights are working. The center light, that's not on right now because that's a brake light. That only ignites when you hit the brake. So let's go ahead and test that out. So here we have our EMI tape. So we're gonna want to just apply this right here on the inside of the housing, and that's so that we can isolate the LED frequency from the frequency coming from the RF receiver, which is placed right here. And since this housing, this is a reflector housing, so installing this EMI tape, it's not going to interfere with the light projection that's coming from the LED bulbs. And so we're just going to place this tape just right here on the face of the lens, and we're just going to wrap that around. And again, our aim is to block the frequency coming from the LED bulbs right here from going this way towards the driver's side of the vehicle so that it doesn't interfere with the RF receiver. And if you're still having issues after you've applied this first piece of tape, you can just mimic the process and apply some tape on the left side of the other 2 housings. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So now we can just go ahead and reinstall this back casing here. Now you just want to be sure that this rubber grommet is on the outside edge of this clear plastic here, and that's going to make the seal waterproof. So you just want to line this up, apply some pressure, and once everything is seated flush, you can go ahead and reinstall the screws.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Now, like we said before, please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.